What a rainy night. Anyways, since we can't go out, how about we look at these 3 old bosses? I keep on getting requests for them. For some reason.
Dear old man,
where's the miracle old man?
So, in no particular order, let's begin with... what's his name? Oh yes, the Nameless King. He really puts a certain dragon rider to shame.
I'm sorry.
So I gotta credit him for that. This cool dude. He has a few neat details that I never see anyone mention. Like how his dragon is the only one ever to have feathers. I think he's just flexing on the stone ones. But did you know that the king wears them too? No, not those. Down here. It's harder to see when he stands though. I also always thought the dragon was blind. I see. Very refined indeed. The wind speed is also programmed correctly. It's the same direction as the rain. It's only the DLC that messes this useless feature up. The dragon has different weak points. The body, butt, and wings do normal damage. The feet and legs take massively reduced damage. The feathers.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
And as expected, headshots give bonus damage. What surprised me is that the king scores normal damage, even with headshots.
Headshot.
This is no mistake. He has no weakness, no matter the phase. My man is just built different. I guess you can say. He has no Achilles heel. Speaking of phases, let's go back to phase 2. Only one wiki correctly mentions his phase 2.5. It begins at 60% health. It unlocks his lightning buff and slams. All I know. I sure am glad that I'll never have to fight this cheap, ugly spammer excuse of it. It was just a meme. Please, man, don't do it. My boy is one of the 12 bosses. That gets a intro cutscene. Sadly, this isn't his music. Instead, he shares this theme with Dat Capo Demon. Oh. Sadly, it's the least of his problems. Everyone hates my boy for the excessive shaky cam. Not to mention the floor is lava. Literally. It ain't messing around either. Miyazaki was really cooking with this. It's a real shame, since he has a really cool moveset. You might be thinking, is he even a centipede? Well, kinda. He is 7. Turns out you don't need 100 legs to be a centipede. They can have as little as 30 legs. The amount of pairs is always odd. Oddly enough. So I'd say he technically qualifies. This is where I discovered he is actually 9 centis. His feet are little centis too. Good luck buying shoes. Anyways, these ain't just for show. You can remove the tail and the main arm, but only those two. Zuli has a great video explaining all this with bonus details. I just love these silly little dudes. Sadly, they don't get to do much. They make up for it with maximum aggression. Both centis have 2 attacks, along with a backstep. It ain't much, but they're trying their best. Of the 2, I find the skinny tail one way more scary.
This should be your phys ed. Cheat on your man, homie. Ah, I can't make it. Can't make it. The shit's stuck. Out my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck!
Although, Fatty here is the only one with a tongue. It's a shame they are both so weak. You get no real chance to play with them. They can't survive without the boss. Farewell, sweet prince. Although you can meet more centis, since his limbs do respond. This wasn't technically his last game. He features again in Dark Souls 3. There's 5 in total. It's real sad he's gone forever. It's so unfair. When you consider Ornstein got 3 remakes. He was so high effort. They could have just asset stole the misnamed rock worms. Or just pinch and reuse those vile maggots. I'm starting to think Miyazaki doesn't know what bugs and worms are. No. I'm strictly a leg man. Speaking of which, she's technically not a spider. She has more than 8 legs. Good luck on seeing that. Anyways, I'm sure you've heard this already, but it was supposed to stalk you throughout the level.
The giant enemy spider.
Instead, it's just this one encounter, and only if you're in New Game Plus. A nice touch is the damage you deal here is carried over to the rematch. Another boss with squandered potential. This ledge is very distinctive. I bet it's the real reason that the final boss room has one as well. Imagine if she invaded mid-fight. This cutie has some cool features. Like her back. It's covered in swords and things. A false bonfire, perhaps. She's the only one of the 3 without a grab attack. It's cool enough though, and when you're fighting, you don't realize how big she really is. Wow. She has legs for days. She looks more spider crab than a spider. No wonder she managed to kill an ancient dragon. His size is so large, it's hard to properly capture its massive size. While exploring, I noticed something real cool. The spiders spawn from the dragon, from a wing hole, an arm hole, other arm hole, and a giant ass. I can't believe I've never noticed. It's not exactly hidden. They even use the webs for precise pathfinding. This is the right-wing pathway. I used to think they just spawned in from nowhere. As for the left side arm pathway, it was a little surprising. As for the arm in the center, they get no pathway. They seem to respawn without end, and they can spawn in pairs.
ここは私のセクションですオールドマン。
Oh right, FREJA. She's not without flaws. If you hit her hard and fast enough, her head pops off. It's pretty funny. Until it happens to the other. This makes it impossible to win. You're soft-locked. She has no other weak points. But that's quite enough reminiscing about the ghosts of our past. Well, that just about covers everything. Some cool designs, and wasted potential, and one boss, whom I will not name, that I'm real glad that I'll never, ever have to fight again. Oh, look after these videos while I get that door. Oh no.